Welcome back, guys. This is King of Weebs here, and this is a new What If again. And hope you're all enjoying the new style of What Ifs I'm doing. Oh shit, sorry guys. It's actually 12:40 a.m. and I'm trying to take off this fucking jumper because it's hot as fuck. I was meant to record at 12 a.m. However, I decided to talk to a few friends online, and we were on a call for the past hour or so. Anyways, it's fine. I mean, I have school tomorrow, or today, and I can wake up, I think. If I can't wake up, well, I'm fucked. Anyways, this is what if Naruto was raised by was I forgot her name. Sorry. What if Naruto was raised by Esdeath? And we begin this story with a bit of not Naruto but Akame ga Kill. If you guys haven't watched Akame ga Kill, I suggest that you go watch it because this is spoilers if you haven't watched it yet or read the manga. And yeah, anyways, we actually begin this story with Akame and Esdeath actually fighting, and here Akame and Esdeath were able to actually use their imperial arms, using everything that they have to actually create warps in the world. And yes, they were literally shaking the earth itself because of their two immense strengths. And yeah, Esdeath and Akame, they were able to open up a portal, which Esdeath tried to push Akame through so she can get rid of her easily. However, after trying with her eyes and everything, she did fail, of course, and Esdeath fell in herself because she had to escape Muramasa or Muramas. I'm gonna butcher the Akame's sword's name, but Muramasa, I think it was that. And if I'm butchered it, I'm sorry. I'm not good with names, especially Japanese names. Anyways, she didn't want to get slashed by it because she knows that if she did, it would be a one-shot kill. She already literally cut off one of her own arms to survive one of her slices or one of her little scratches. And anyways, now as Death falls into this portal and actually falls to the ground, of course not having an arm, Esdeath was really hurt. She was bleeding and she was eventually going to bleed out because even her eyes started melting. And anyways, of course she froze the wound so she wouldn't lose any more blood or anything. However, it's not permanent. Anyways, Esdeath lost consciousness after being warped away to a whole different dimension and of course falling to the ground in a field. This field then was actually visited by one kid, and that one kid was Naruto's Maki. And here is where the two story begin. Esdeath was thought to be dead by Akame's dimension because as soon as Esdeath went in, the dimensional gate that opened up without, not purposefully but accidentally opened up, it was closed off pretty quickly. So anyways, Akame took that as a win because now she doesn't have to deal with Esdeath. No one has to deal with her anymore. And anyways, now of course Naruto, who saw Esdeath actually bleeding and everything, actually did something that he actually learnt himself from just watching people who got hurt and actually trying to not heal themselves but stop wounds from bleeding out, and things that he's seen ninjas do sometimes. Of course not many times, but he's seen them. Anyways, he actually used his own clothes to wrap Esdeath's wound, and Esdeath actually, this is a bit of headcanon, I'm gonna give her the ability to heal her wounds over time with her eyes. However, she's not able to do this straight away. For example, against Akame, she wasn't able to do it straight away because she wasn't using her eyes to actually block off or stop the bleeding. She literally used it to freeze her arm from bleeding to death. And anyways, Of course, she still needs medical care, which she will get eventually. However, Naruto, of course, taking Esdeath, actually dragging her. Of course, this was during night because he didn't want people to know that of someone actually entering the village without actual permission, an outsider, because he knows what they would do to an outsider if they're doing something like this to him, who's a leaf villager. They would definitely do it to an outsider like her. Anyways, Esdeath then wakes up in a home. At first, she was startled. She was like, "Where am I? No. What happened? Did I lose? Did I win? No, I didn't win, I remember." Anyways, Naruto was pretty scared because Esdeath was giving off a pretty ominous aura, and Naruto wasn't too uh, old yet. He was just a 4-year-old, just going around the village, still trying to make friends with the villagers or trying to get noticed by someone, since he really and truly doesn't have anyone in his life. Like, nobody. There is nobody willing to even talk to Naruto, and so Naruto is just trying to get the smallest amount of attention from anyone. He doesn't care who. Even an animal would do for Naruto, even a pet. Anyways, now Naruto, of course, tells Esdeath that this is his little home, and Naruto then smiles at Esdeath because Naruto definitely would want to see at least someone that is smiling at him when he gets whooped somewhere away, because Naruto has seen Esdeath fall from the sky, and if that happened to Naruto woke up in a whole different place where he doesn't even know where he is. He would definitely want someone to at least comfort him, to at least a little bit, not too much, since he's an outsider and everything. I mean, he doesn't get comforted at his own home, for example. The village itself, like, everyone hates him, everyone wants him dead. Not many comfort him at all, except for the Hokage and maybe some other people like Ichiraku, but really Naruto has no one, and Naruto doesn't want this to happen to others. Naruto's mindset is pretty much the same. He wants to be the best that he can. He doesn't want to be the person that he hates, the people that he hates. He doesn't hate them, but he hates their personalities, how they treat him, and he doesn't want to be that. He wants to be the change. He wants to be the change that he wants. He has to be the change that he wants, and so he's trying to be that change. And anyways, he welcomes Esdeath to his home, and Esdeath thought that why is a little kid like him trying to help her, and tried to scare him off at first. Naruto then just didn't get scared at all and told her that he's not here to harm her in any way. He's here to actually help, so she can trust him. She's no one bad. And anyways, of course, Esdeath could see that Naruto is trustworthy because he doesn't have any malicious intents. Naruto's just smiling and actually gave her some food, and Naruto said, actually told Esdeath that this is not much, but this is all he can afford from his little allowance. And Esdeath asked, "So is this all your parents give you to eat?" And Naruto said, "Parents? No, impossible. I don't think my parents would even give me anything if they were alive. I don't even know who they are, to be honest." And anyways, Esdeath widened her eyes and asked, "Hey, kid, tell me a bit about you. Who are you? And where am I, please?" And anyways, Naruto saw that Esdeath was genuinely asking Naruto without actually forcing anything on Naruto. And anyways, Naruto says that he's Naruto Uzumaki, and she's in the Leaf Village. He actually saw her fall from the sky. He doesn't understand how, but he just thought to help her because she seemed to be in pain and she was bleeding, and so Naruto tried his best to stop the bleeding. And Esdeath's healing ability slowly actually took over and actually healed Esdeath fully. And anyways, now Esdeath thanked Naruto for this, and Naruto said it was no big deal. Naruto just did what he thought was right. And anyways, now of course Naruto and Esdeath got to know a bit about each other. Naruto told Esdeath about himself, how he's a leaf villager, but not many people like him. He doesn't have many people in his life, not many, no friends first of all. most of the village hate him, and he doesn't really care. He's just trying to be the best person that he can. And Esdeath could see that Naruto is trying to be the best person he can be. Naruto himself is treated out as an outsider when he's not. He's a villager. He's part of the Leaf Village, while and still treating someone like her, who is literally an outsider. Naruto does not know anything about her, and still he decided to help Esdeath. And Esdeath asked Naruto why he's still in this village. Why doesn't he just leave? And Naruto then tells Esdeath that's something that he's asked himself many times. However, there is just something in him that's telling him that he cannot leave this village. This village one day will need him, and he wants to prove the villagers wrong, that he's not what they think he is. He's not such a monster, and he wants to show them that he's kind too, and he wants them to be kind to him. He wants to be acknowledged basically by the villagers. Out of everyone, he wants to be acknowledged by the villagers and have some friends in his life. Anyways, Esdeath saw this poor little kid just trying his best in life while everyone else just neglected him, not even giving him a chance. And so Esdeath actually asked Naruto what is his dream, and Naruto said that he wants to be acknowledged by everyone in the village and wants to be someone they can trust. And anyways, Esdeath then asked, why though? Why do you want to be trusted by the villagers who don't even like you, who didn't even help you when you needed it? And Naruto then said, to be honest, he doesn't know himself. However, he just has that feeling and he just wants to do it. Of course, Esdeath at first was like, this kid, he is one different one. If that was me, I'd kill them all with no hesitation. To be honest, after seeing this kid, I wouldn't mind killing the villagers, treating such a kid like this. A kind little boy like him, like he's some kind of demon. What did he ever do to this village? Anyways, now, of course, Esdeath then asked Naruto why the people do this to him, and Naruto then says that he doesn't truly know. However, he doesn't really want to know at the same time, because he feels that if he finds out, it's something that will kind of hurt him at the same time as change his whole perspective of life and how he looks at life. And Esdeath can see the wisdom in Naruto, and Naruto is pretty wise here. Anyways, then Esdeath asks Naruto why doesn't he want some food too. He gave it to her. Isn't he hungry? And Naruto says that even if he was hungry, he doesn't have enough to feed the both of them, and he wants to at least feed one, and she's the most vulnerable one, which is not true. Esdeath is pretty much a beast, and she can go without food for at least weeks, even just with water. She is a beast. She's a beast. She's a beast. If you have watched Akame Kill, you can see she's a beast. And I mean, getting over Kame's slice from Murasame, that's pretty beastly right there. And being able to cut off your arm with no hesitation, that takes guts. And I'm pretty sure a beast desperate for survival would definitely do anything to survive, even eat their own offsprings. There are animals who do that in the wild. If you didn't know, well, you know now. Anyways, now, anywho, Naruto, of course, then asked why she's not eating, and Esdeath said, this is not her food, this is Naruto's. Naruto should eat. And Naruto then says, if you don't want to eat it, let's just share it then. And Esdeath's like, but why do you want to feed me so badly? And Naruto then says, it's just something that he wants to do, he doesn't know. And Esdeath's like, kid, you gotta make your mind up. You can never live like this. You won't get anywhere in life like this. And Naruto says, I'd rather not get anywhere in life than actually fail in it. And anyways, what Naruto means is that he'd rather be like this than actually die off somewhere without people even realizing. Of course, Naruto just wants to be acknowledged. Like, we all know that. I've said it multiple times, and it was pretty much Naruto's goal from the very beginning till the end, up till he finally realized that to become the Hokage, you gotta be acknowledged. You can't become the Hokage to be acknowledged. Understood, Naruto? That's a lesson taught to Naruto by Itachi. And anyways, now after all of this, Naruto and Esdeath have eaten, and Esdeath felt really bad for taking Naruto's food, and told Naruto that she will return the favor one day, and Naruto said it's fine, there's no need. And anyways, Esdeath still feeling bad, she realized that she can't really do anything because she doesn't even know. First of all, she doesn't know in where she is. Second of all, she doesn't even know if she can return to her world. And third of all, she doesn't know what brought her here in the first place. Of course, she was contemplating in the idea of her and Akame outputting too much power, and in the end opening up a rift to a different dimension, which is this. And that is the most plausible option for now. But at the same time, there are people who have imperial arms who can open gates. For example, the one who the chairman, or the was it the chairman, or I forgot his name, I watched it 3 years ago, so I think it was the prime minister. Yeah, Prime Minister Honest, there you go. Prime Minister Honest son had this imperial arm where he can open up portals and teleport and shit. Some overpowered shit that got Lobo killed, for fuck's sake. Anyways, now of course Esdeath realized that, she can't stay in this world for long. First of all, because she didn't want to lose the fight against the Kami. Second of all, like, she wants to return her to her real world. And third of all, she doesn't believe she can do much in this world, especially because Esdeath is not the strongest in this world. Esdeath has strong abilities. I would put her around S rank Shinobi at the very least, especially because she can summon a meteorite of ice. But truly, she's not like the Hokage level. Like, not, she's Kage level, definitely Kage level, but she's not something like Ninetales level. Minato would easily be able to slap her. The third Hokage easily slap. Maybe not Tsunade and the second Hokage, but those, like, we know they're not the strongest Kages. They became Kages because of their leadership abilities, but they're no people to be slacking on. First of all, let's not doubt them. But anyways, of course, even Kakashi would be able to slap not this Kakashi, but post time skip, maybe even no. I think Pain, after post Pain arc, Kakashi would easily be able to slap someone like Esdeath. But anyways, Naruto, of course, saw Esdeath trying to leave the house, and Naruto said, "No, don't. If they see an outsider like you, you don't know what they can do to you. If they treat me like this, how will they treat you? They don't even know who you are. I don't recommend you going. Please, listen to me. If you need anything, just ask me." And then Esdeath then literally looks at Naruto with a glare. And Naruto was scared. And then Esdeath smiles, saying, "You're a brave kid. However, I can't rely on a kid like you." And Naruto then looks down, pretty disappointed, because Naruto finally thought that someone acknowledged him. But then Esdeath walks closer and says, "However, I do want to know something. Who's the leader of your village? From what I've understood, there must be someone who leads this village, right? A government, something similar." And Naruto wasn't too sure about government shit yet, because he's just a 4-year-old. However, he says that there is someone that is basically the leader of the village, and he calls him the Hokage. And Esdeath then smiles, and actually acting a bit like a motherly figure, asks Naruto where she can find him, and she goes there, and Esdeath literally marches there. Of course, once she arrives, the Hokage says, "So you're the presence that I felt in the village. Anyways, may I know who you are and why you're with Naruto?" And anyways, Naruto then actually begins explaining. However, Esdeath then says, "I want an explanation. Why? If you're the leader of this village, why are you allowing such treatment to be dealt to a child like him? He's a kind child, and yet everyone hates him. I would like an explanation. And why do you give him such small allowance? He's an orphan. He's a growing child. Do you not think he needs some more? Anyways, first answer why people in this village hate him. Anyways, the Hokage asked Naruto to please get out of the room, and Esdeath wasn't having it, and she wanted Naruto to know why. This was more of Naruto's, right to know than Esdeath. So Esdeath then convinces the Hokage to tell Naruto the whole truth, and after Naruto found out, he was devastated. Esdeath then said, "So you were keeping such secret from him? Do you not think that he would? Did you ever think of him finding out? And if you did, if you did, if you did, do you not understand how much of a trauma you would have been? All these years being hated by his own village, and then finding out the reason why. The reason why the village nearly got destroyed, or was destroyed, was because of the beast inside of him. Do you not understand? He would be devastated. And in fact, he is devastated. However, it's better, it's better for him to know now than later. Anyways, I may not be from this village, but I don't care. Either you let me stay in this village and take care of this one, or you let this one leave the village with me." Anyways, the Hokage says that he doesn't truly know who she is and where she comes from, and he can't be sure that if she's a spy from a different village. And Esdeath agrees with that. She believes that the Hokage is thinking pretty smart. However, Esdeath assures him that she is not, and she will take care of Naruto in the village if he grants her permission. And of course, the Hokage was all for Naruto being taken care of. Esdeath then picks up Naruto, a 4-year-old Naruto, and takes him back to his home. And Esdeath then literally states that she will raise Naruto as best as she can. And anyways, of course, Esdeath actually finally decided to settle down. She didn't care about her world anymore. Tatsumi was dead. There was no real reason for her to return to that world now, was there? The only person that she truly, literally liked or loved, that she really loved Tatsumi. We could see it. Like, even at her death in the anime, she decided to die with her lover. Of course, Tatsumi wasn't her lover. First of all, Tatsumi liked someone else. However, she really loved Tatsumi. If you think about it, Esdeath just was brought up the wrong way. Every villain was brought up the wrong way, if we think about it. They all had righteous hearts. If they were led the right way, if they had the time to be led the right way, and if they weren't manipulated, really any villain could have been the hero of the story. Even Madara. Like, we can see that in Madara, in Danzo, in many villains. Even Obito. Obito was tricked by Madara, first of all, but Madara was tricked by Zetsu. You see where I'm going with this anyways. Now, this is why I like making smaller, shorter waves and longer and more parts, because I get to explain more and I get to talk about my point of view a bit more and interact with you guys a bit more, instead of just rushing everything, doing multiple arcs in one wave, in one part, and being done with it within 3 parts. I like to take my time with waves and explain a bit more. Anyways, Naruto was taken home by Esdeath, and Naruto was sat down by Esdeath. Esdeath then looked Naruto in the eyes and just hugged him, telling Naruto that everything will be fine and he doesn't need to worry about anything else. Esdeath will now be his more motherly figure. Of course, Naruto was still devastated by everything that happened, and he wasn't sure if he should trust anyone at this point. And Esdeath looks at Naruto again in the eyes, telling him, "I understand. You don't want to trust me, because you can't even trust your own village anymore. However, you'd have to understand, that man didn't mean bad for you. In fact, he wanted the best for you. However, he took it the wrong way, and now you've turned out like this. I will train you to become a weapon." And Naruto was kind of scared, but then Esdeath just laughs, saying, "There's no one that's the Naruto I know, scared of me. Anyways, from now on you shall be my child, and once I die I'll give you a gift." And Naruto asks, "What do you mean die?" And Esdeath, this is something on a bit more headcanon, and this is something I'm going to make myself. Esdeath drank the whole tub of blood to get her power, and her power is mad strong, and she was able to withstand this. However, even though she was able to withstand it, she was a beast, and her strong will was able to withstand this poisonous blood. It doesn't mean her body was able to. Her body was able to contain it for so long, but there is so much that the body can do, and her body cannot handle it for any longer. In fact, she would have died as soon as she arrived there. However, after meeting Naruto, her will sparked again. Her will of something. She finally had something to do in her life, but this time for the right cause. She didn't want to kill. She didn't want to cause pain, but in fact help someone who was put in a similar situation to her, losing her father. However, this time she didn't decide to call him weak for allowing the people to do this to him, but instead she was sympathetic. And anyways, we all knew Esdeath was sympathetic inside. We saw it at the end of the anime. She called Tatsumi weak once he died. However, truly in her heart she was suffering. She suffered and she was in pain. And once she died, she decided to die next to the person, with the person that she actually truly had feelings for. Again, I'm trying to give a bit more spotlight into Esdeath's true personality. However, there's no point now. It's over. It's been near enough 7 years. Time flies, to be honest. It's been 3 years since I watched the anime, and I remember vividly those days. Vividly. Fuck me, I'm getting old. Yeah, sorry guys. I just had to stop for 10 minutes just thinking back about old days. Yeah, I really missed old days when I was younger. When I was so carefree back then. Now I have so many responsibilities, and I don't take them seriously. I am not a role model. Anyways, now, of course, a few months passed since Esdeath arrived, and she's been training Naruto to the max, to the point his body failed, and of course, he recovered. Naruto took that will from Esdeath. He wasn't as cold. He was more like the Esdeath that would have been if she grew up in a normal environment. Esdeath would have always been strong-willed. However, she grew up in war. She grew up in an environment where it's kill or be killed. While Naruto is growing up in an environment of be strong or be weak. If you're weak, you will be belittled. But if you're strong, you can persevere, and you can become someone that the people who belittled you will rely on. And that is basically Naruto's dream at this point. However, it's been a few years now. A few years have passed. Esdeath is reaching her end. Naruto is now 10, already enrolled in the academy. He has top scores. Well, he would have top scores. However, he doesn't care about the academy. He cares about his mother more. He can see her health deteriorating. And each day, Esdeath gives more and more love to Naruto. Naruto realizing that Esdeath is spending her last few moments with Naruto like a true mother instead of more like a trainer. However, of course, over these years, Esdeath of course treats Naruto like her own child. But at this point, she's truly just spoiling him at this point. And Naruto realized that this must be the end of their time. And one night, while Esdeath was trying to cook for Naruto saw Esdeath falling to the ground. Of course, Esdeath then stood back up and Naruto was next to her. Naruto then said, "So, it's nearly time." And Naruto already understood what time it is. Esdeath did warn Naruto that this relationship between them, mother and son relationship, won't last forever. And Esdeath just says, "See, I may be strong-willed, but my body can handle only so much." And Naruto promises that he'll still be strong even once she's gone. And Esdeath says, even when she's gone, there will always be a part of her in him. And she promises that. And this is something that will play a massive role at the end of this part, of course. Anyways, Naruto and Esdeath spend the next few months together. Naruto turns 11, and on this fateful day, Esdeath collapses. After the celebration, they actually go to sleep. However, as Esdeath was trying to head to bed, she falls to the ground. Naruto helps her up to the bed, and Esdeath says her final goodbyes. Naruto saw this coming. However, on a happy day like this, he has to end. At the end of this happy day, of course, comes the sadness. The sadness of seeing the one day where he can celebrate with his mom going is pretty sad in the first place. However, now seeing his mom go, his foster mother, of course, go too with this day, Naruto couldn't see a more fitting day for her to go. However, he was really saddened. Naruto wasn't even crying as Esdeath was saying her last words. However, Esdeath then told Naruto, "It's okay to cry, Naruto. This is what will make you stronger. It's okay." And Esdeath's personality has fully changed now. Esdeath would always be like, whoever cries, whoever weeps, are weak. However, now she's telling Naruto the complete opposite of her ideology at the beginning of I can't make a kill. She was more like, "Yo, if you cry, if you weep, if you die, you're weak." However, now she's telling Naruto that the more you cry, the more pain you go through, it will just make you stronger and stronger, until one day you'll be the strongest and you'll be the one comforting the others once they weep. Anyways, Naruto breaks down all the tears that he held back for all these years, realizing that his mother was finally going. Esdeath then says, "Naruto, I did promise you this. Here, have this." And Esdeath then actually makes a little needle, not a little, a little shank, I'm joking, a little knife with ice, and then cuts her wrist. Then Esdeath says, "Naruto, lick my wound." Of course, Naruto then asks why, and Esdeath says, "This is what you inherited from me. This is my parting gift, and the gift I should have gave you a long time ago. Take it, Naruto. You will get my ability, and your body is much stronger than mine, and you're much more strong-willed than me. Here, it's all yours." Naruto then licks it a bit, and it was more than enough. That just one little lick of her blood gave Naruto all the power he needed, even more than Esdeath had herself. Remember, Esdeath, not only did she take the power from, the Imperial arm, however, she honed it to an extent where it was so strong that it was feared amongst people. Anyways, now, after all of this, Naruto saw his mom go, and Naruto broke down again. This time, all his tears, while they were falling, froze one by one, and shattered once hitting the ground. Naruto, realizing the power that he inherited was his mother's, decided to take her body out and bury her. Of course, the Hokage was like, "So she's finally gone." And Naruto then just keeps weeping. But then the Hokage tells Naruto, look up. Naruto looks up at the starry sky. Even though it's autumn, there were no clouds. On this night, peaceful night, Naruto looked up in the skies and saw something. He saw his mother flying off. Of course, Esdeath looks back and smiles at Naruto one last time and then disappears. Naruto then stops weeping, stands up and says, for her sake and for my sake, I will become the person that I want. I will become the one that everyone relies on, that people can rely on, that people can weep towards. And I will become the one who helps others, not the one who needs help from others, not anymore. I will become someone like you, Hokage. And the Hokage then smiles and says, I sure hope to see that day come true. Of course, that is a little bit of a foreshadow of what's to come. Anyways, Naruto the next day goes to the academy, still having made barely any friends, just 2 friends, Shikamaru and Choji. Of course, Naruto didn't really see the point of having any other friends other than these 2, his closest 2 friends. However, there are a few other people that are acquaintances of him. Tsuki, of course, Sasuke's twin sister. Yes, you might think, oh, why again? But I don't want the plain Hinata one. To be honest, I'm sorry for all the Hinata fans out there. I'm not trying to hate on Hinata. However, it's just that I'm pretty sure we've had enough Naruto. We have a whole movie talking about that shit. Allow this, man, please. Have mercy on me in the comments if you're a Hinata fan and you're about to go ham on me. Say, yo, fuck you, man, about to unsubscribe, you little Hinata. Fucking hate, you little prick. Fuck you. Like, bro, chill. I know there are people that out there. Someone said, oh, fuck you, I'm not watching you anymore. You like Sakura. I'm like, I say less, fam. Unsubscribe, G. Man's out. I don't want to see you here. Get the fuck out of here. To be honest, I don't care, fam. Don't care. If you don't like, I'm just trying to make people happy with my content. If you don't like something, yo, you don't gotta watch this wife. You can watch something else on the channel. Of course, there are other good wives in the channel. But if you don't like any of my content, there's no point of subscribing. There's no even point of hating on me. Just don't give me the views. It will just make me get more popular. Not popular, but it will just help me get out there. You understood? Anyways, sorry, that was me just telling the haters that there's no point of hating on someone. You'll just help them by giving them the view. You will get more views, rack up more views, and then it'll get more popular. More people will get it recommended, and more people will watch it, and more people who might actually like the content, subscribe. You're just getting them more subs. You understand? So if you're a hater, just don't even press on their videos. Understood? Well, maybe I just showed everyone how to not make other people popular. But anyways, I hope there are no haters on other people's what if channels or any channel, to be honest. Anyways, why can't we just be a community where there's peace? Anyways, there couldn't be a community like that. Anywho, Naruto's acquaintances are Tsuki, Shino, Kiba, Hinata, and even Ino. Sasuke, nah. Sakura, yes. Anyways, the Riki 9 basically, except for Sasuke. Naruto, of course, does act a bit colder after his mom's death. However, he still tries to be the Naruto that he is. But people can see Naruto has changed. Naruto has more of a will. They can feel Naruto's will now. However, they can feel that Naruto has lost something. Something that a lot of people really enjoyed about Naruto, especially his friends. Of course, they saw that Naruto's smile wasn't there anymore. And that is something that they do miss. Naruto hasn't smiled in a while. However, it's all because he wants to fulfill his dream. But this is at the same time going against his mother's will. His mother always wanted Naruto to be happy, not to be a goal chasing maniac, no, but more to be the person that he was when she first met him. And of course, Naruto realizes this by the end of his academy days and decides to spend the last few weeks more as his old self, the knuckle-headed self that he was. Not as knuckle-headed, more wiser now, but he smiled a lot more now. Anywho, and just saying, I said Kiba before, however, I am actually sorry, I said Sakura before, but I am actually not going to put her in the Rookie 9 because she's going to become a medical ninja. Even though she's needs ninja experience, she wants to pursue her medical passion. And anyways, oh, that's where I'm gonna end it off. Naruto spending his last few weeks in the academy right to the day of their exam, smiling at his friends, and his friends saw the old Naruto back. Anyways, Naruto did have a few mood swings over the past few years. However, this was all thanks to Esdeath. Esdeath grew not to, well, raised Naruto to an extent that Naruto is pretty much one of the strongest willed people in the world right now. Also, not to say that he's not strong. Esdeath was strong. Esdeath was really strong. And Esdeath's ability is something different. It's not like the ice release ability, but it's completely something way different. It's not a Kekkei, it's an Imperial arm, but built into you. We'll see more next part. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs there. Don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Miniman123, my friend Hxmesh, my second channel, The King of Noobs, and follow Shokin on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, get your good quality merch from Beautiful Halo, link in the description, and lampt.com. The promo codes are down in the description. You can see the codes to get a certain amount of discounts. I don't want to say it, it's actually really late. It's just going to prolong my outro, and I just want to go to sleep now. Sorry guys. Anyways, my links are dismissed, and peace.